The devastation of that day continues to be a reminder of how united we are in America. We spoke with one Lake Charles man who was on the ground in New York a month after the attack to aid in helping our country heal.
As Americans, you're just never used to seeing anything like that at all. As a police and fire chaplain, I've seen a lot of destruction, but nothing on that magnitude.
The now retired Diocese of Lake Charles priest Scott DeSormo was on his way to meet a friend in Los Angeles in October of 2001. His friend was a Los Angeles police officer, as well as a Catholic deacon. It was perfect timing for this visit to change course, as officers from LAPD and the LAFD were set to go to New York and relieve local officers there who had been dealing with the after effects of 9/11. DeSormo says his friend Steve Hillman told him they needed to fill another role for the trip.
A second team from Los Angeles was going to New York, and they needed a chaplain because he was in a role of a different kind, and he got permission for someone from an outside agency to accompany them, he said, when he talked to me, he said that was the first time they've ever done that.
They were a part of a critical stress management team.
We just helped people unload, the burden that they may have, and just seeing how people were coping with their losses, where most people were just in shock.
DeSormo spent much of his time as chaplain debriefing with the Los Angeles team, checking in on them and what they saw. However, he says being there himself and seeing the devastation was surreal.
One of the difficult scenes that I saw was on a pile of rubble. There was an older man sitting on a lawn chair, and I just found that unusual that he was able to do that.
He explains how he proceeded to ask a fireman why the man was sitting there.
And he told me that his son is a fireman and his grandson is a fireman. And underneath that rubble where he's sitting is where they are. And he's waiting for them to recover their bodies.
In all the darkness surrounding 9/11 and being at ground zero, he found some light.
I never sensed any hatred. What I sensed was love and people coming together to help one another.
He says it was the love of mankind that he takes with him all these years later. But reminders of those who suffered are kept near.
We had to have special IDs made. And so, in fact, I carry that ID in my wallet. And just a reminder, when I take my driver's license out, it's right there. And just a reminder for me to say a little prayer.